Hi, I'm Matt, and this is Logosmadeflesh.
Wilson! I'm sorry! I'm sorry, Wilson! Wilson, I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Wilson! I can't! Wilson! Wilson!
You wouldn't match by any chance, would you? Well, we might just make it. Did that thought ever cross your brain?
Oh, never again! Never again! Never again! You're okay.
So who or what is Wilson? In my last video, I showed how Castaway makes a sweeping allusion to Back to the Future. Chuck on the island is symbolically trapped back in time. But Back to the Future is more than about time travel. It's about the dangers of power and control.
Are you telling me that this sucker is nuclear?
No. This sucker's electrical. But I need a nuclear reaction to generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity I need.
In 1985, Doc Brown's plutonium-powered time machine presented a lighthearted reminder of the U.S.'s escalating arms race with Russia.
They want me to build them a bomb.
And the film warns of the self-inflicted consequence in our turn to nuclear power.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit. This is what makes time travel possible.
The flux capacitor is just a sign for radioactivity. Nuclear power makes time travel possible, but maroons Marty in 1955.
All we need is a little plutonium.
Oh, I'm sure that in 1985, plutonium is available in every corner drugstore, but in 1955, it's a little hard to come by. Marty, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you're stuck here.
Doc, stuck here. I can't be stuck here. I got a life in 1985. I got a girl. Oh, she's beautiful.
Castaway echoes with an almost identical warning. Now in 1995, Chuck introduces the Russians to a clock, which doesn't match the shape of its U.S. ship container, but does resemble the contents of a similarly shaped missile, a nuclear bomb. Like the bomb, the clock is the force by which America won the Cold War. Its invention turned our every second into commodity, spawned our economic system, and drove us to perpetual work. By it, we overpowered the Russians and destroyed ourselves. Castaway is about the relational fallout from this quest for power and control.
Whoa, Doc, stuck here. I can't be stuck here. I got a girl. Oh, she's beautiful.
Clockwork separates Chuck from his girlfriend Kelly, a relationship significantly introduced by this missed call and empty house.
Hello, Kelly, are you there? Pick up.
Technology may promise to hold them together, but it weakens the bond between them.
I miss you. I really want to kiss you.
Chuck only ever reaches Kelly by machine. And when they meet at last in person, it's to the rhythm of a machine, before they're again separated by machine.
Okay, I'll cancel Saturday.
No, don't. If I'm not here, I'm not. But if I am, well, then I am.
Chuck, about our Christmas, I got a gift for you.
Kelly tries to solve the separation by fusing Chuck's heart for work and home in this gift of a traditional watch.
I'll be right back.
But his pursuit of work leads to its breaking. The failure of technology brings their relationship to an end. Chuck's heart stops with the clock. It's thus not by accident that the second package Chuck opens is a dissolution of marriage. Chuck isn't just the survivor of a plane crash, he's a survivor of a symbolic divorce, a theme which runs from the film's beginning to end. Chuck's physical struggle to survive is symbolic of his emotional trial. The film connects his separation from Kelly to the growing pain in his tooth, linking them first in his missed call.
I gotta go to the dentist this week. I got something in there that's hurting.
Oh, did you hit an olive?
And then again when his pager calls him away.
No, it's not that.
I don't know.
Till finally at the center of the film, where his pain is so great and without an easy fix that he resorts to this drastic extraction. An extraction which we later find linked to Kelly's marriage to someone
You
else.
probably don't remember me. I actually did root canal on you about 5 years ago. I'm Kelly's husband.
The end of his relationship is likened to a death.
She thought you were dead. We buried you.
The film shows Chuck dying and wearing a dead man's shoes. And it shows a similar meaning in his use of the dead man's flashlight. As his last light of technology, the flashlight allows Chuck to hold on to hope of reunion with Kelly, even in the dark. But when his hope of return is crushed by the tide, he slips into unconsciousness alongside the dying electric light.
We buried you.
The cave becomes his tomb.
We had a funeral and a coffin.
What was in it?
You know, just a cell phone, a beeper.
And yet in this place of divorce and death, Chuck is offered a new life. The death of the flashlight is immediately contrasted with the natural light of the sun opening his eyes. And he emerges from the cave a different person. He quits his job, opening the FedEx packages he's thus far tried to save, receives his divorce notice, and then a birthday present.
Happy birthday. The most beautiful thing in the world is, of course, the world itself.
Like the sun opening his eyes, the card invites him to stop and see, as if for the first time, the beauty in the world. And his birthday present, a Wilson volleyball, becomes the major symbol of his old and new life, coming to life as Chuck learns to make fire. Without an electric light, Chuck needs fire to live in the dark. And yet, despite intense effort and pain, he's unable to draw the fire of life from dead wood. That is until a moment of utter frustration, he casts the wood away and breaks it, splits it in two. This is the secret to making fire.
The air got to it!
But more significantly, it's the secret to making the new Chuck. Chuck has also been cast away and broken, and is now discovering a new life in his brokenness. Wilson comes to life in the same way. Cast away and born of Chuck's blood, sweat, and saliva, Wilson represents Chuck himself, his old self, the other half of the split. As Chuck's hair grows, so too does Wilson's, and when Chuck hears Wilson speak, it's his own thoughts he is hearing. Wilson is Chuck's idol, the image of his old and dying self through which Chuck continues his quest for godlike control.
I was gonna die there. Totally alone. The only choice I had. The only thing I could control was when and how and where that was gonna happen. And I went up to the summit to hang myself. I had to test it, you know. Of course. You know me.
You were right. You were right. It was a good thing that we did a test, because it wasn't going to be just a quick little snap.
And the weight of the log snapped the limb of the tree.
Then it's the deadwood Wilson who ends up hanging on the rope.
I couldn't even kill myself the way I wanted to. I had power over nothing.
The same deadwood Wilson who stands by as Chuck writes his epitaph, as he did the dead man before.
That's when this feeling came over me like a warm blanket. I knew, somehow, that I had to stay alive. So that's what I did. I stayed alive. I kept breathing. And then one day that logic was proven all wrong because the tide came in, gave me a sail.
To truly live again, Chuck must abandon himself to the chaos of the ocean.
We might just make it. Did that thought ever cross your brain?
They're gone! I don't
Well, regardless, I would rather take my chance out there on the ocean than to stay here and die on this shithole island, spending the rest of my life talking to a goddamn volleyball! Wilson!
Oh, never again! Never again! Never again!
The tug-of-war between the raft and Wilson is an allusion to the life and death tug-of-war that released him from death to life on the island.
Well done! Well done!
And it's only in being forced to let his old self go that Chuck finds life in laying down, at last, all pretense of control.
And I know what I have to do now. I keep breathing. Because tomorrow the sun will rise. Who knows what the tide could bring?